Now the indirect statement is different, okay? You'll be glad to hear it doesn't use the subjunctive, okay? It's often known as the accusative and infinitive construction, all right? We'll come back to the accusative bit in a minute, but infinitive. What we need to do is go back to our principal parts, okay? And just to remind you, there are 4 principal parts for the normal transitive verbs in Latin. The first principal part is the present tense, first person, clamo, which means I shout. The infinitive, the second principal part, clamare, to shout. Third is the perfect tense, first person, clamavi, I shouted. And finally, the fourth principal part, the perfect passive participle, or as we like to look at the PPP, clamatus, having been shouted. Okay, so like for instance, something having been shouted, fire having been shouted, everyone left the building, okay? And the ones that are important for this particular construction, the indirect statement, are the infinitive and the PPP, okay? So, looking at the infinitive and the PPP, first of all, most of our infinitives you've probably recognised end in re, clamare, monere, audire, and so forth. However, you need to remember, and it's worth making a note of this today, the 4 at GCSE that don't end in re. Esse, which means to be, posse, which means to be able, velle, to want, and male, to prefer. Okay, so try and keep those in your mind. PPPs, if you remember, they act like adjectives, so they're going to decline, they're going to change their endings. Do you remember what adjective they decline like? Is it the 2-1-2 style, like bonus, or is it the type 3 adjectives, like fortis? Of course, the answer is the 2-1-2. Like bonus. So it's going to go bonus, bona, bonum, and all the other sequence of endings. Okay, look in the back of your book 3 if you want to know what they look like. We'll leave at that point, and I want to know what the accusative endings are in singular and plural for bonus when I come back. Let's end there.